What is going on, guys? Today we are going to be talking about something very important when it comes to Rocket League, and something that I'm honestly surprised I haven't talked about in the entire history of doing YouTube. And that is my controls and settings and things like that. Now, your settings are pretty much your foundation for what all your skills in Rocket League will be built on. So it is very important to utilize settings that are both comfortable for you and make sense in terms of the general scheme of the game. So we're gonna hop into free play here and I will show you what I'm working with. I also have my controller overlay on down in the corner so you guys can see. But in terms of the settings, I'm not really gonna touch on gameplay settings really all that much. That's not important. But the first thing we're gonna look at here is the camera settings. So my field of view sits at 110. That is absolutely maxed out, and is something that I recommend you max out as well. For the distance, we'll generally see distances somewhere between 260 and 300. 300 is really pushing it. There aren't too many people who use that, and personally I like to keep it right around 270. Of course, if you move this up, you're just going to be getting further and further away from your car, and it's going to make things look very, very awkward. So it's very important to keep that in a comfortable place. So you can also see what 300 looks like. This is still a bit too far away for my personal preferences, so we keep it chilling at 270. Height, again, is personal preference, but we generally see a scale of like 3 different options. You're either at 90, you're at 100, or you're at 110. For me, I like to keep things relatively in the middle for right now, so I'm chilling at 100. Of course, if you go down to 190, not 190, but 90, you can see what that kind of looks like. A little bit lower on the car. Doesn't make a huge difference. I would also be comfortable playing with this. And then also you can go up to 110 and see that that puts you a bit more above the car. This one's a little more awkward. I would prefer to be lower on the car than higher up. Just makes it a little harder to see exactly how some parts of the car are going to impact the ball and the rest of the field. So I like to keep mine at 100. Then angle, this generally will be between -3 and -5. I've experienced everything down to a 0 angle. If you look back at some of my older videos, 0 angle is what I used to play with, and I did quite like it. It is definitely a much different experience being down at a 0 angle, just much more in line with the ball. So that's something you can experiment with, but for me, for right now, we are chilling at the nice -3. Stiffness, how rigidly the camera follows your car. If you boost this all the way up to 1, you'll see it doesn't change at all when you go supersonic, and that is a little bit weird. I do prefer that it make a little bit of movement, so I keep it fairly low. I keep it down at 0.75. Does give just a little bit of a change when the car goes supersonic, and makes it feel a bit better for me. Then swivel speed and transition speed are totally personal preference. Swivel speed controls how fast your stick can move around to look around the field. I like keeping mine at 5. Really allows me to move quickly, but not so quickly that I can't actually see what I'm looking at. And then transition speed. This one is largely personal preference. I like to keep mine low just because I don't need to be whipping back and forth in transition between car cam and ball cam. I will say the one thing I adamantly stay away from is boosting transition speed all the way up to 2. And the reason being is because it immediately snaps back and forth, and it is very jarring to play like this. So I would recommend not using a 2 transition speed, but if it's something that you are comfortable with, then you are more than welcome to do so. It definitely doesn't have a massive impact. It's just personal preference. It makes me feel all wonky and I can't follow what's going on very well. Then on to controls, we're going to look at the sensitivities first. I changed these quite a bit. Controller dead zone for me hangs around 0.07. That's pretty standard for me. Steering sensitivity and aerial sensitivity I will change. Make it slightly higher or slightly lower from time to time. But generally anywhere between 1.8 and 1.9 is where I will be for steering. and 1.7 to 1.8 is where I will be for aerial. Controller dead zone stays at 0.07. Dodge dead zone, I had a really hard time not backflipping on my aerials, so I've boosted this up really high just to make sure that I avoid that issue as much as possible, and it's worked out pretty well for me. A lot of people will have this a lot lower, but this one is fully personal preference. Really just controls how far you need to push your stick to initiate the dodge animation, as opposed to just double jumping. Controller vibration disabled. Ball camera mode, for the love of all that is holy, if for whatever reason you have this set to hold, turn it off. You are taking up an entire button and finger on your controller at all times to hold ball cam. This should absolutely be in toggle without any questions. And lastly, we'll look at our controls here. These are largely fairly standard, I think. They're not default, but I've used them since 2017. These have been my controls, and I have not changed them. If I tried to change them now, I think I would become plat again, if not even lower. So, drive forward, R2, drive backwards, L2, that's very obvious, left stick for steering, X is jump. My boost, I believe, starts on circle by default. I moved that to R1 to be able to use my right index finger to initiate that instead of having to use my thumb. This allows me to jump and boost at the same time, which is very useful. Power slide, I've switched over to L1. Then air roll, I have completely off. I've never used free air roll. I've never really had a reason to use free air roll. Air roll left and right do the job for me, so I actually have air roll completely off. Ball cam I have set as square. Rear view on my share button, which is on the left side of my controller, so I can initiate with that with my thumb while driving in a straight line if I need to take a look at things. Air steering, air pitch, that's all obvious. Air roll right and left I have set to circle for air roll right and triangle for air roll left. That just allows me to utilize my thumb to go either direction after jumping, so those work out well for me. And then the rest of these really aren't anything all that interesting. So that should give you an idea of what I'm working with. And now what we're gonna do is we are going to hop into one game of ranked, and you're just gonna be able to see how the controls look and how the settings kind of feel in a ranked game. So I'll see you once we get into that. Off we go. We have Holy on the squad. And we're just gonna kind of vibe out, run this game, and see what happens. You guys can see how the controls are working there in the lower left, and we are just going to have a fun time. Maybe. We're actually going to get scored on right out the gate, because I was too slow to the ball. That's an important issue that you want to avoid, but it's fine. We will bounce back very easily, I'm sure. Good kickoff there, going to allow us to get this boost. Coley got the other one. He should jump for this. He has the touch, he's going to follow it, that's fine. Wait. That's fine, he can't shoot. I dove in too much. Teammate should have the save, though. Never mind, teammate gets dunked. I am not playing well so far. He might want that boost. He didn't want that boost. Oh well. He has a flip? I have another flip? He didn't really do much with it. Trying to get a touch here. That's fine. He basically did what I wanted to do for me. And Coley scores. Nice. Let's go. Okay, we're back in it. Shaky start for sure. Gotta bounce back. We will find a way. There's no boost back here either. Rotate pads quickly. Get enough that we can make plays should we need to. We're up for this. We're banging it downfield. Diamond's gonna catch. I get boost on spawn, which is fantastic. I'm already beat to this. Force. I didn't need to jump. That was probably a mistake. A little bit of an overcommit. But Coley has space. Coley's balling out. Coley's shooting. Coley's scoring. I don't have to do a gosh darn thing. 32 points and we're doing fine. I'm just touching that. I don't have the boost to really do much, so we just touch the ball. Teammate can come in. Teammate can shoot. Teammate can score. And I get an assist. I don't need to do much. I just need to be smart. Not do anything stupid, make simple plays, and it works out. We're almost up to 100 points now, which is what you like to see. Around. Look for bumps now. Come here, Sully. Force him. Teammate shoots again. Teammate does not score again. Just get a touch. Delay time. Take boost on our way now. Ugh. Close. Almost had it. Oh, I tried to fake him. I almost had it. I thought he was going to bite for it for a second. That would have been glorious. Good bump. I don't think Diamond can recover to that. Nope. Fully on the ball. Fully on mid for you. That's fine. Yeah, Coley's back. We're fine. We'll go behind him. See what happens here. I don't know what I'm doing. I really thought Coley was going to have a challenge on that. And then all of a sudden it was just past me. We will bounce back. Hard kill. Is Coley here? He's not. I'm just faking. There's no way this works. Oh, that's fantastic. Just stutter step in the midfield enough times, you freeze the defense and your teammate scores. Oh, what a great play. I loved that. I'm gonna touch. See what Sully does. Gonna back it up. I got bumped. I literally can't do anything. I can't get around this dude. He landed right in front of me. I tried to just drive past him, like reverse out of the way. And it just resulted in me getting bumped. So, unfortunate. That's not a great touch from Coley. We're going to have to get back to net here. That's not a great touch from them either. Get it around him. It's fine. Coley get a touch. Coley stays on. Coley keeps going. Coley scores! I'm just going to be here hanging out. I have 1 assist. You know what? We're both getting carried. Both me and Sully. We're on the carry train. And our teammates are doing the work. That's high. Nice. I finally did enough to not get scored on defense. Did Coley score again? No, okay, it's off. Coley's gonna touch. Shots! We're on the board! Let's go, boys! We're actually doing something. We actually can play the game. Who would have thunk it? Let's keep it going. Coley should be on. He'll get the boost as well. No one here. That's a clear. On target. I'll have this. Bang! Let's go! Smooth double. We take those. Nice little play here. Recognize that we can follow it up and we stay on it for the finish. Up by 2, 35 seconds left. Defense has been a bit rough. Coley, do you have the touch? You do. Fantastic. I'm going all the way back here, bro. We are going to put ourselves in a position to succeed. You can't recover to this. I'll 50 that. It's not in, but Coley's right there. Maybe a shot. That's good. I'm dead. That could be bad. It's a weak touch, though. We'll be back. Get the clear just in time. Take some pads on our way. We'll force this guy up the wall. 6 seconds. Not looking like much can happen. It can't. We're good. That would have been in if it didn't hit the ground, but we take those just like that. We win the game. Pushing back up towards 1500, which is not even where we belong, but we're on our way up. I do hope you found this video helpful in order to decide what settings you might want to try out. Of course, settings are largely personal preference, but there are some standards that a lot of players tend to stick to that give you the best chance at being successful. If you do try the settings out, feel free to let me know how you like them down in the comments below. Of course, if you guys do enjoy videos like this, make sure you also click that subscribe button right down below this video so you make sure you don't miss any future Rocket League content. Additionally, if you'd like to be more involved in this community, please consider joining my Discord, link down in the description below. So thank you everybody so much for watching, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys. And if you're looking for some more Rocket League entertainment, might I recommend checking out this playlist right here for some more keys to Rocket League. Or check out this video over here to see what happens when you add RNG to Rocket League.